Ever wake up feeling even more exhausted than when you went to bed? You hit the snooze button, maybe 2 or 3 times, and when you finally drag yourself out from under the covers, your brain feels like it's wading through thick fog. If this sounds familiar, I want you to know you are absolutely not alone. This is a super common experience, and today we're going to dive deep into why it happens and, more importantly, what you can do to finally wake up feeling refreshed and ready to take on the day. So, what's really going on when your alarm goes off and you feel like you've been hit by a truck? The first piece of the puzzle is a phenomenon called sleep inertia. That's the scientific term for that groggy, disoriented feeling you get right after waking up. It's that period where your cognitive abilities, like decision-making and reaction time, are seriously impaired. Think of it like your brain is still half asleep. This happens most intensely when you're jolted awake directly from your deepest stage of sleep, known as slow-wave sleep. Your brain needs time to transition from this deep, restorative state to full wakefulness. It's not like flipping a switch. It's more like a slow, gradual sunrise. For some people, this feeling can last for just a few minutes, but for others, it can linger for an hour or even longer, making the start of your day feel like an uphill battle. Now, let's talk about the quality of your sleep, because not all sleep is created equal. You might be in bed for 8 hours, but if that sleep is fragmented, you won't get the restorative benefits you need. What is fragmented sleep? It's when your sleep is constantly interrupted throughout the night, even if you don't fully remember waking up. These interruptions, or microarousals, can be caused by a whole host of things. It could be external factors like a partner snoring, a noisy street outside your window, or your room being too hot or too cold. It could also be internal factors. Maybe you had a big heavy meal too close to bedtime, causing your digestive system to work overtime. Or perhaps you had a coffee in the late afternoon. Caffeine has a long half-life, meaning it can stick around in your system for hours, disrupting your natural sleep architecture and preventing you from entering those deep, restorative sleep stages. Even a glass of wine to wind down can be a problem. While alcohol might make you feel sleepy initially, it actually fragments your sleep later in the night, especially during the second half, leading to a less restful night overall. Another major culprit behind that morning fatigue is a misaligned circadian rhythm. This is your body's internal 24-hour clock, which regulates your sleep-wake cycle. This internal clock is heavily influenced by light exposure. When you have an inconsistent sleep schedule, going to bed at 10 p.m. one night and 2 a.m. the next, or sleeping in 4 hours on the weekend, you essentially giving your body jet lag without ever leaving your time zone. Your body gets confused about when it's supposed to feel sleepy and when it's supposed to feel awake. When your alarm goes off on Monday morning after a weekend of late nights, your internal clock might still think it's the middle of the night, making it incredibly difficult to wake up and feel alert. This is why consistency is so important. Stress and anxiety are also huge factors. When you're stressed, your body produces more cortisol. The stress hormone, elevated cortisol levels, can interfere with your ability to fall asleep and stay asleep. You might find your mind racing as soon as your head hits the pillow, replaying events from the day or worrying about tomorrow. This mental chatter keeps your nervous system in a state of high alert, which is the complete opposite of the calm, relaxed state you need for restful sleep. This can create a vicious cycle. Stress causes poor sleep, and then poor sleep makes you less resilient to stress the next day. It's a frustrating loop to be stuck in. So, we've identified the problems. Sleep inertia, fragmented sleep, a wonky circadian rhythm, and stress. It might sound like a lot, but the good news is that there are practical, actionable steps you can take starting tonight to reclaim your mornings. First and foremost, let's talk about consistency. This is the golden rule of good sleep hygiene. Try to go to bed and wake up at the same time every single day. Yes, that includes weekends. I know it's tempting to sleep in on Saturday, but that can throw your internal clock out of whack for the start of the next week. If you need to catch up on sleep, a short 20 to 30-minute nap in the early afternoon is a much better option than sleeping in 4 hours. A consistent schedule trains your body to anticipate sleep and wakefulness, which can make falling asleep easier and waking up feel more natural. Next, let's create a sleep sanctuary. Your bedroom should be a haven for rest. This means it needs to be dark, quiet, and cool. Invest in some good blackout curtains to block out any intrusive light. If noise is an issue, consider using a white noise machine or earplugs. The ideal temperature for sleep is generally between 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 15 to 19 degrees Celsius. A cooler room helps signal to your body that it's time to sleep. And critically, your bed should be for sleep and intimacy only. Avoid working, eating, or scrolling on your phone in bed. You want your brain to strongly associate your bed with sleep, and only sleep. Let's address those lifestyle habits that might be sabotaging your sleep. As we mentioned, caffeine and alcohol are major disruptors. As a general rule, try to avoid caffeine for at least 6 to 8 hours before your intended bedtime. For alcohol, even though it might feel like it helps you relax, it's best to limit it, especially in the hours leading up to sleep. Instead of an evening glass of wine, maybe try a calming, caffeine-free herbal tea like chamomile or peppermint, and put down the screens. The blue light emitted from your phone, tablet, and computer screen suppresses the production of melatonin, the hormone that makes you feel sleepy. Make it a rule to have a digital sundown at least an hour before bed. Use this time to do something relaxing that doesn't involve a screen. What should you do during that screen-free hour? This is your chance to create a relaxing wind-down routine. This routine signals to your brain and body that it's time to shift into sleep mode. This could be anything that you find calming. Maybe it's reading a physical book not on a tablet, taking a warm bath, or doing some gentle stretching. Listening to calm music or a guided meditation can also be incredibly effective at quieting a racing mind. The key is to find what works for you and to be consistent with it every night. This pre-sleep ritual becomes a powerful cue for relaxation. And don't forget about light exposure during the day. It's just as important as darkness at night. Try to get at least 15 to 30 minutes of natural sunlight exposure in the morning shortly after you wake up. This helps to anchor your circadian rhythm and tells your body, hey, the day has started. It can boost your alertness and mood for the rest of the day. If you live somewhere with limited sunlight, especially in the winter, you might consider using a light therapy lamp in the morning to achieve a similar effect. Now, it's important to say that if you tried all of these strategies consistently for a few weeks and you still waking up feeling exhausted every single day, it might be time to look a little deeper. Persistent, severe daytime fatigue can sometimes be a symptom of an underlying medical condition, such as sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, or a thyroid issue. Sleep apnea in particular is a common and serious condition where your breathing repeatedly stops and starts during sleep, leading to severely fragmented sleep and low oxygen levels. If you snore loudly, wake up gasping for air, or have been told you stop breathing in your sleep, it is crucial to talk to a healthcare professional. A doctor can help you get to the bottom of what's going on and recommend the appropriate tests or treatments. Please don't hesitate to seek medical advice if you feel your tiredness is extreme or unmanageable. Taking care of your sleep is a fundamental part of taking care of your overall health. So, let's recap the action plan. 1. Set a consistent sleep schedule. 2. Optimize your bedroom environment to be dark, quiet, and cool. 3. Avoid sleep disruptors like caffeine, alcohol, and blue light before bed. 4. Create a relaxing wind-down routine. And 5. Get some morning sunlight. These changes might seem small, but when you combine them, they can have a massive impact on the quality of your sleep and how you feel when you wake up. Imagine starting your day with energy and a clear mind, instead of that familiar grogginess. It is possible, and you have the power to make it happen. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found these tips helpful. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more content on living a healthier, more vibrant life. Let me know in the comments which tip you're going to try first. Sweet dreams, and I'll see you in the next video.